Good evening, family. How y'all doing? I just stopped by tonight to say, don't avoid conflict. Now, let me start off by giving my disclaimer. What I'm not saying is be a drama king, be a drama queen, or act outside of your character. If you're a person who doesn't have any character, I'm not talking to you. Who I am talking to are those who may be suffering in silence, those who have been traumatized because they have not spoken up for themselves, those who have been taken advantage of, undervalued, misused, and abused. Those are the ones that I'm talking to tonight. And the reason why I can say don't avoid conflict is because I avoided conflict. I avoided it so much that it put me in a bad place and in a bad headspace. For many years I used to say, I don't like arguing. I don't like fussing. And I don't like fighting. And I don't. However, it became to the extreme for me. It became overdone in my life to where I would totally avoid conflict. Even if you were doing me wrong, I wouldn't say anything about it. And at some point I realized that was not right. I was not in a good place. And as I began to think more and more about it, I realized at some point that when we avoid conflict for fear of something bad happening, it still puts us in a bad place, because that puts us in a place to be taken advantage of, overlooked, rejected, abandoned. And that's the root cause of, for me, that was the root cause, and I didn't realize it. Because I had suffered with issues with rejection, abandonment, and insecurity due to the absence of my dad in my life as a young girl, I didn't speak up for myself. I allowed things to happen that I shouldn't have allowed to happen. And I realized as I got older that it was the result of rejection and abandonment and insecurity issues that caused me to do that. And so I just wanted to say that for a long time, I really thought that I didn't like to argue. And I don't. I don't like fussing, fighting, arguing. Contrary to what anyone may believe, I don't like it. I want to live at peace. I like to follow peace as the Bible tells us to do. However, there are times when I have to speak up, and I wouldn't. Although I would be, as I mentioned previously, standing up. I'd be sitting down on the outside. I would be standing up on the inside, but I just let it fizzle, and I would just bury it. I was a stuffer. I stuffed things away. When you hurt me, I stuffed it away. When you did me wrong, I stuffed it away. When you took me for granted, I stuffed it away. When you didn't do right by me, I stuffed it away. There are times when I talked about these things, but when they went on deaf ears, I just stuffed them away. Instead of speaking up and not, allowing things to happen to me for the sake of peace and avoiding conflict, I would be quiet. So what I was doing was giving my voice away. And I didn't speak up for myself, and it put me at a disadvantage. It put me in a bad place. And so tonight I just want to say to you, you gotta deal with conflict. You gotta. Conflict is not bad. We have to resolve conflict, or else it causes some bad situations for us. So what I want to say tonight is, please do some reflection. Get to the root cause of why you avoid conflict and begin to speak up for yourself. Because your voice matters, you matter, your feelings matter. And I don't want us to begin to sacrifice our well-being for others. Speak up. Love y'all. Again, like I said last week, silence is not always golden. Peace.